Hey my lovelies, it's Mitch here. I'm just coming on to do this week's Witches Rune Facebook reveals for you all. So let's have a little look and see what's happening. So if you were drawn to Rune 1, we're going into the Rune of Woman. Now when the Rune of Woman shows, this is all about a need to nurture. This is a time to heal. This is a time to really stop and just give yourself permission to rest, to go easy, to be still, and to really kind of nurture the soul. Now, when the Rune of Woman shows, it is also, as well as maybe needing to sort of heal and nurture, it could also that some of you are actually natural healers, or empaths yourself, and maybe some of you are really feeling this overwhelming surge of energy, of power, to need to make a difference in the world. Maybe some of you are really questioning at the moment, what's your life purpose? What are you here to be part of? What are you here to achieve? What are you here to reach? And what's quite interesting with the shape of the Rune of Woman, we have these sort of two kind of almost sort of side roads, but it leads back to the main sort of track. So it might be for some of you who feel that you've been drifting or sort of being pulled in different directions and not always quite sure of your path or the way forward. But actually, when you feel into your heart center, when you feel into your complete essence, your complete soul, the path, the way forward, it leads to a sort of straight track, a straight road, and it is quite straightforward, it is quite clear. So listen to your own sort of soul, do what sort of enriches your own life. That's really, really important here. But there's definitely a need for a bit of care, a bit of nurturing, a bit of TLC. Maybe you are somebody that kind of checks in on everybody else, and maybe sometimes that's been coming at a cost to yourself. So it is important, if you've been drawn to this, to continue to help people. Obviously that's important, that's lovely, but not at the expense of your own value. So make sure things work for you firstly, then they can impact and enrich other people off the back. So keep the balance right this week if you've been drawn to this kind of rune. Now then, as we're going into Rune 2, we're going into the Rune of the Sun. The Sun's really good when it sort of shows, it's nurturing, but it's bringing light, illumination back into our world. So it could be that hopes, dreams, plans, goals, ideas, they might have felt a little bit blocked, a little bit stagnant, and all of a sudden maybe there's been a bit of a shift, maybe there's been a bit of a realization, and things are perhaps starting to move in your favor. Because when the sort of Rune of the Sun comes, the sun breathes new life into everything. So things are going to start to move, things are going to start to work for you, things are going to start to get going again. If they have been a little bit blocked, or if they have been a little bit sort of unavailable, it might have felt like. The other attributes of this, it could just be that maybe you're reaching a point where life is starting to feel a bit more positive, a bit more hopeful. Maybe you've been in a little bit of a dark, restrictive space, and we've actually got the physical sun coming in as well, which is really good. And when the physical sun shows, that often makes us feel a bit more recharged, a bit more happy, a bit more lighter, and a bit more brighter. So it could just be that some of you might have felt really sort of blocked, really sort of stuck. Maybe some of you just haven't been able to fully see the wood for the trees, and things are finally working to your advantage. Maybe you're feeling, sorry, catching my breath. Maybe you're just feeling like you can finally see the wood for the trees a little bit more. But the sun is all about revitalizing energy, breathing new life into things, being happy, being hopeful, being able to laugh and smile again, just a light coming back into a person's world after restrictions or darkness. So always a lovely one when that shows. And finally, if you've been drawn to Rune 3, we're going into the Rune of Waves. Oops, if I can just hold that there. So the Rune of Waves is all about emotions, feeling very up and very down. So maybe some of you have been really feeling a tale of two halves. Maybe some of you have been really feeling like you're on this roller coaster of emotions, and maybe it has felt really good at points in time, but maybe it's also felt very heightened and very sort of rough and bumpy and quite inconsistent. And I think it's really important, if you've been drawn to this rune, to feel the energies that you're feeling at the moment. Honor them, hold space for them, even if they don't feel particularly nice or always happy. You know, sometimes we have to go through that dark night of the soul to appreciate the importance and the sort of the lighter parts of life. Sometimes we can't have light without the dark. So that's kind of coming in for some of us if we've been drawn to this. If you've had to have tears, if you've maybe been grieving, if maybe some of you have just been feeling a bit run down and a bit low. I mean, I know I've been getting over quite an aggressive viral bug, and it's really sort of knocked me for six, to the point where it's made me question, do I actually want to do my work anymore? You know, it actually has made me feel like that. And of course I probably will still do it, but sometimes when we feel overwhelmed, when we feel tired, when we feel burnt out, when we just don't feel at our best, you know, trickery of the mind can link in, and that's sometimes the energy of the rune of waves. But with waves, what we do have to remember is when they're rough and bumpy and a little bit hostile, they don't stay like that forever. At some point they will settle, they will calm, and normality will resume. Things will feel lighter and brighter. So if you are going through some stuff, just hold the focus, ride the wave, because you are stronger than the hurdle, the problem, the intrusion that maybe you're going through at the moment. But it is a time where you might be feeling quite emotionally a little bit vulnerable, and so you might having to be nurturing and holding space a bit more than normal. And put the personal boundaries in place that work and serve you is the key thing here with this. So an interesting set of runes. I hope you can make a bit of sense of them. I'm going to leave them with you. Stay well, stay safe, stay fabulous. Just a reminder that this coming Sunday, I'm doing a sold out show in Radstock, which is ticket only. Please make sure that you've got your tickets, and don't come along if you haven't, because like I say, that show is sold out. We've also got some upcoming shows. Weston-super-Mare is coming up very soon. We also have Melksham, which is my next Wiltshire date, and for demos, and we also have Glastonbury. Those are the next sort of 3 biggies coming up. Tickets available for Weston-super-Mare, Glastonbury and Melksham. So if you want to be involved with those, pop over to the website. It'd be great to see some of you lovelies on for there. And the dates are all on there, obviously. I know that Melksham particularly is, I think it's like half sold out, so obviously bear that in mind. And I think Weston is nearing that point as well. So be great to see some of you lovelies there. Have an amazing week ahead. Look after yourselves, and I will catch up with some of you very soon. Love and blessings. Bye for now.